One big question that's been haunting Marvel fans. Why did Doctor Strange let Tony Stark die? In Avengers Infinity War, Strange saw 14,605 futures, and in only one did they defeat Thanos. That victory required Tony's snap in Endgame, a moment that cemented him as a hero, but cost him his life. But what if Strange wasn't just saving the universe from Thanos? What if he was saving it from something far worse? Tony Stark himself? Here's the kicker. In the main Marvel universe, Earth 616, Tony's destiny wasn't just to be Iron Man. It was to become Doctor Doom, the masked tyrant obsessed with power and control. Doctor Strange, with his mystic foresight, saw this dark path and orchestrated Tony's sacrifice to stop it. But now, a Tony Stark from another universe, one who did become Doctor Doom, has crossed into Earth 616, threatening everything the Avengers fought for. This isn't just a theory. It's a narrative thread that could reshape how we view the MCU's past, present, and future. Let's break it down step by step. First, let's talk about Tony Stark's potential to become Doctor Doom in the main Marvel universe, Earth 616. Tony has always walked a fine line between hero and control freak. Think about it. His genius intellect, his obsession with building suits to protect the world, and his willingness to make tough calls like creating Ultron or supporting the Sokovia Accords show a man who craves order. These are traits that mirror Victor Von Doom, the Latvian dictator who believes he's the only one capable of saving humanity. In the comics, Tony and Doom have swapped roles before. In what-if stories and alternate universes, Tony has donned Doom's armor, embracing his authoritarian mindset. Tony was on a similar trajectory. His arrogance, his need to fix everything, and his refusal to trust others could have pushed him toward a darker path. Imagine a world where Tony, after years of loss and failure, decides the only way to save humanity is to rule it. That's Doctor Doom's philosophy in a nutshell. Now let's zoom in on Infinity War. On Titan, Thanos' home planet, Doctor Strange uses the Time Stone to peer into millions of futures. He sees the one path to victory, but he also sees something else. Tony's potential to become a greater threat than Thanos. Strange realizes that if Tony survives the battle against the Mad Titan, his trauma, guilt, and obsession with control could transform him into Doctor Doom. This isn't just speculation, it's backed by Strange's actions. Why else would he surrender the Time Stone to save Tony's life, only to later ensure Tony's death in Endgame? Strange wasn't just playing chess with Thanos. He was playing it with Tony's soul. Let's fast forward to Avengers Endgame. The Avengers are on their last stand against Thanos, and Tony Stark, wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps his fingers to wipe out Thanos' army. It's the ultimate heroic act, but it comes at a cost, Tony's life. Fans have long debated why Strange didn't warn Tony or find another way. The answer lies in Doctor Strange's vision. Doctor Strange knew Tony had to die to prevent his transformation into Doctor Doom. The snap wasn't just about defeating Thanos, it was about neutralizing the Doomsday threat Tony could become. Think about Tony's arc. He's haunted by visions of failure. From the wormhole in the Avengers to the destruction in Age of Ultron. Each loss chips away at his faith in freedom and democracy, pushing him closer to Doom's belief that only one man can steer humanity's fate. Strange saw that if Tony lived, his grief over losing Peter Parker, his guilt over failing to stop Thanos initially, and his desire to protect Morgan would drive him to seize absolute power. By ensuring Tony's sacrifice, Strange eliminated the Earth-616 Tony Stark as a potential Doctor Doom. The world was safe from Thanos and from Tony's dark destiny. But here's where things get wild. Strange's plan didn't account for the multiverse. Enter the multiverse, where every possibility plays out. In one universe, Tony Stark didn't snap. He didn't die. Instead, he survived, and his worst impulses took over. This Tony embraced his inner tyrant, donned a suit of armor infused with Doom's aesthetics, and became Doctor Doom. Maybe he conquered his world. Maybe he lost everything and sought power to rebuild it, but one thing's clear. This Tony turned Doom is a force of nature. Now, this multiversal Doctor Doom has crossed into Earth-616, the main MCU timeline. But why? Because he wants to rule everything. Earth-616 is the anchor of the Marvel multiverse, the central timeline that holds it all together. Controlling it means controlling reality itself. This Doctor Doom, with Tony Stark's intellect and charisma, combined with Doom's ruthlessness, is the ultimate threat. He knows Earth-616's heroes, their weaknesses, and their strategies because he was one of them. Imagine this Tony Doom facing off against the Avengers. He'd outsmart Steve Rogers, manipulate Bruce Banner, and exploit Natasha Romanoff's loyalty. He'd know exactly how to dismantle the team because he's lived their lives. Worse, he'd see himself as the hero, believing his rule is the only way to prevent chaos. This isn't just a villain. It's Tony Stark at his most dangerous, a mirror reflecting what Earth-616's Tony could have become. Now let's put ourselves in Doctor Strange's shoes. He thought he'd saved the world by guiding Tony to his death. Thanos was defeated, Tony's dark destiny was averted, and Earth-616 was safe. But the arrival of this multiversal Doctor Doom throws everything into chaos. Strange's plan backfired, not because he was wrong about Tony, but because the multiverse is unpredictable. Strange now faces a moral and strategic crisis. How do you fight a Tony Stark who's become Doctor Doom? This isn't a random villain. It's a man Strange knew, respected, and ultimately sacrificed. Every move Strange makes is tainted by guilt. Did he cause this by meddling with Tony's fate? Could he have saved Tony without setting the stage for this multiversal threat? These questions haunt Strange as he rallies the remaining Avengers to confront Doom. The stakes are higher than ever. If this Doctor Doom conquers Earth-616, he could destabilize the entire multiverse. Strange's foresight, once his greatest weapon, is now a liability. He can't see every outcome anymore, not with multiversal variables in play. The man who orchestrated Tony's death must now face the consequences of a Tony who lived and became the very monster Strange feared. So, why should you care about this theory? Because it sets the stage for the Marvel's next big arc. With Avengers Secret Wars on the horizon, the multiverse is front and center. A Tony Stark, Doctor Doom, could be the perfect antagonist, blending nostalgia with terror. Imagine Robert Downey Jr. returning, not as the heroic Iron Man, but as a chilling masked tyrant. It would be a gut punch for fans and a bold move for Marvel. This story also deepens Doctor Strange's character. His role as the multiverse's protector comes with impossible choices. Sacrificing Tony was just the beginning. Now he must confront the fallout. It's a chance to explore themes of fate, free will, and the cost of playing God. Plus, it gives the Avengers a personal stake in the fight. Facing a villain who's essentially their fallen comrade forces them to reckon with their own flaws and losses. From a narrative standpoint, this twist ties together the MCU's past and future. Tony's sacrifice in Endgame it's not the end of his story. It was the spark for a new conflict. The multiverse allows Marvel to bring back beloved characters in fresh, unexpected ways. And a Tony Stark, Doctor Doom, is the ultimate example. It's a threat that feels both familiar and alien. A villain who's as much a tragedy as he is a menace. We've just unpacked how Tony Stark's destiny was always tied to Doctor Doom. How Doctor Strange orchestrated his sacrifice to prevent it, and how a multiversal Tony turned Doom is now Earth 616's greatest threat. This theory isn't just a fun what-if. It's a glimpse into the Marvel Cinematic Universe's potential future. So, what do you think? Could Tony Stark really become Doctor Doom? Should Marvel bring back RDJ for this epic twist? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And let's get this debate going. If you loved this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Marvel theories, breakdowns, and Easter eggs. Share this video with your fellow MCU fans, and let's see if we can get Marvel's attention. Until next time, keep theorizing, keep watching, and stay marvelous.